Love, and sitting next to me is Miss Shaquita Wynn.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing just fine. Hey,
Good.
and then we got Big Papa coming in virtually because Dr. Light is styling and profiling.
Yes.
Oh, I want that
Oh
one.
man,
I
there
want
y'all
that
go.
one, Doc. Now,
No, you
brother,
can't.
Hey, Doc, I want that one now.
Uh,
If you get into the Christmas giving spirit,
excuse
bless
me.
you.
Bless you.
I want one just like that, Doc.
All right, I hear you.
Hey, and
I
Sister
like
Wynn,
that.
I want that one. I don't want the.
Well, I got it. I'm gonna finish customizing. I got to put the feathers on it and all the
Hey, mind the ring Doc up a
accessories.
little bit. He not, Doc
All the,
not talking
accessory.
to Mike and nothing.
Yeah. I don't have the big gun
Oh,
mic
okay,
today.
I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
Yeah.
But I want that one, Doc. I don't want the Huggy Bear one. I want that one.
Queen, did he say Huggy Bear?
Yes, he did.
I want that one. Hey, for those of you who are tuning in, thank you for tuning in to the Sit Down. The Sit Down is intended to bring you updates. Bring you updates as to what's taking place in your community. We like to highlight organizations that are providing services or providing a product, whether it's not-for-profit organizations or whether it is for-profit organizations, but they bring you an added value such as
Yes.
solar. What is it, Doc? Trinity Solar?
Yeah, Trinity Solar.
Trinity Solar that
Yeah,
we
we go-
talked about how you can actually, for those of you, whether you're living on a fixed income or you just want to fix your energy bill.
Correct.
And,
That
and,
energy bill.
Yeah.
and next week my I'm gonna have my company up to sponsor it. I got a new venture. It's called Best Flight Deals right now.
That's like, what is that?
Best Flight Deals is a website where you can go and find great prices on travel, hotels, and rentals, all kind of things, tours, all of that. And
Okay.
I'm finishing it. I finished it up last week, and I'm putting in the social media aspects to it. So
You're doing okay. So you're a consultant on this deal.
yeah. Well, no.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Yes.
That's, so hey,
Well,
we like
well-
to bring we like to bring added value no matter if it's on the
Yeah.
social service
So
side.
and I really took on this challenge because y'all know, well, y'all don't know, but I love to travel. I've been to over 29 countries and 28 of the states. So it's something that I enjoy doing. I'm not your average tourist. I don't go to the all-inclusive. See, I like to go on the economy and get to know the locals and the traditions and stuff like that. So
Well, I'm
I won't-
excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear and get me some good deals because I like to travel too.
Oh, yeah.
So what we do is we bring added value, whether it's on the social service side or whether it's on the consumer private sector side. It's a added value, but the bottom line to the sit down is we want to bring more added value, particularly on the social service side
Yes.
that doesn't
Yes.
have the luxury of paid advertisement.
Exactly.
And so
Exactly.
we want to bring that to you. But we have quite a few things that we want to talk about today. And really just out of the gate, I want to talk about the Friday's event of the Black Man documentary that was shown at the Orlando Museum of Art.
Oh, Mr. Love, that was an awesome showing. That was awesome.
It was also,
You know,
it was also 2 days after, and let me back up.
Okay.
Everybody, I want to just make sure that you know and understand that we hope everybody got through Hurricane Milton,
Yes.
and that you're safe. And people tell me about some of the property loss or some of the damage, and we hate to have it.
Yes.
But what I would hate even more is for somebody to have lost their life or been injured beyond what we can imagine. So we want to just extend our prayers to those of you who weathered the storm, and those of you who are still dealing with it. Our hearts are going out to you.
And this is a good time to reiterate. Listen to the authorities when it comes to storm preparation. We are all native Floridians, and we know when it's getting serious. And some people don't take it that way. They had some guy, they call him Lieutenant Dan, that rode out the storm.
Oh, I saw that, Doc.
On the sailboat over in St. Pete. And thank God he made it. But don't take unnecessary risk. It's just not worth it. For what it is. When you're told to evacuate, if you live in one of the bad areas, then you need to get out ahead of time. But thank God, loss of life is minimal. Not that any loss of life is acceptable, but many of us we came through it. I was without lights for like 24 hours, but some people are still without lights. I think the number's down to 400,000 now.
And the interesting, you're right, still without lights. But the interesting thing when Doc talks about, what's his name, Lieutenant Dan?
Yeah.
There was another social media platform that offered him between $50,000 and $100,000, and also a social media gig that he could actually earn somewhere in the neighborhood of about $10,000 a month. I mean, we want that gig. but they subsequently withdrew the offer after
he said the N-word.
Say that again, Doc?
After he said the N-word.
Well, I didn't know about that, but through different media platforms that they did a background, they saw that he had been arrested multiple times, and then they looked at the charges, and so that platform withdrew its offer because some of the charges against them deal with battery on law enforcement and things of that nature. And so that was withdrawn. But going back to something Doc was saying, there's an evacuation alert that goes out, and I understand people have a choice.
Right. Stay or leave.
But here's something that takes place is that if you choose to stay, you subsequently at some point in time, you put those first responders at risk if they have to come get you.
Yes.
And so that's just something to think about.
Yes.
Remember Hurricane Charlie?
Yes.
I remember Kevin Barrett. I think it was Kevin Barrett was still the sheriff then, and he got on TV and he told him, he say, if you don't evacuate, don't expect us to come get your ass. He said it just like that, and that kind of shifted, because at one point they first responders would try to go get you during the storm.
Yeah.
But they started to realize they were losing men and resources rescuing people who had made a choice.
Putting themselves in jeopardy.
Yes. Right. And unnecessarily cost of life and material because they made a choice.
Hey, one of our good friends to the show, Sheriff Mike Chitwood. When the storm was coming, Sheriff Chitwood, after they issued the evacuation notice, he told those who chose to stay, he says, if you choose to stay, just do us one favor. Write your name and date of birth on your ankle so we can identify you.
Oh,
and that's something.
That's something.
Yeah.
And this was my daughter's first hurricane by herself with her family. And she said, Mom, after going through this, I'm going to get me a bin, and I'm just going to start stacking up on me some supplies and put in this bin.
But you got to have an emergency plan.
Yes. And her husband, I was like, all right, Theo, this your first one. afterwards, I said, what was it like? I might have to go home next time.
Because Theo's from
He's
Atlanta,
from
right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So this was his first one. I'm like, it was. I mean, it was bad, but we've seen worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah,
you're
the wind up
Floridian
here,
now.
the wind in Lake County where I'm at, I think it was 85 miles an hour sustained.
Because you hear it, Doc?
Oh, shoot, yeah.
I can hear. I heard it.
Hey, and the rain was going sideways, so, you know, it was just,
Yeah.
it's what, Florida did what Florida do.
But you know what?
And-
I've been in, I was raised in Miami, went up north for college, and subsequently came back home after I graduated college. So I'm a Floridian. I know, and we've been through this drill multiple times. But there's something to be said because, and Doc, Miss Sister Wynn, let's put it out there. The more of these that we've been through, and with the advent of technology, I see our first responders at the local level and at the state level, they get better and better. Now,
Yes.
I'm not gonna say-
I'm so glad you said that because I was gonna bring that up about the first responders. They are doing an awesome job. I'm telling you because
Yeah.
before it was kind of like guesstimate. Now they got it down pat. They know what to do, and they're there. They're telling you, get out the way. And the governor, my hat's off to him because he didn't wait around to start taking action.
You're right.
Right.
And
Right.
and that's what you need. You don't need to. You don't
Doc,
need the Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah, you're right. But Doc, something you said is that they know what to do. I'm gonna tell you what I've deducted from being here for years and watching this is it's not only the fact that our local governmental first responders know what to do. What I've seen them do, and this is one of the pages out of Dr. Randy Nelson, I've seen our governments better communicate to the people affected as to what to do and how to do it.
Right,
And
right.
the general public is more, and I say this, more trusting that they're actually responding. So it's not government, because government, in my opinion, have for quite a while known what to do in the case of emergency disasters, but they're doing a better job of communicating to the general public and communicating sometime like Sheriff Chitwood, where he says, hey, if you don't want to evacuate, just do us a favor, write your name and your date of birth on your ankle, so we have to come.
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
But you know what?
You get up and go.
Yes.
You know the big change I see? Everybody is disseminating the same information. Before,
Yes.
everybody kind of had their own take of,
Yes.
of what to do, how to do, and when to go, when to stay, and all of that. You had so many different voices talking, it was hard to become organized. But now we are seeing that Florida has developed a system where they're disseminating that information and it's being repeated, not challenged and twisted, for whatever reason. I think a lot of it, hurricanes used to kind of be politics at one point in the state, and everybody wanted to have their say and be an authority on it. But now we're seeing a centralized effort to minimize at least loss of life. We can't do anything about the damage.
You're right.
That's God given, but we have greatly reduced the number of people that are injured and lose their lives during these storms greatly for the state. So I'm proud. That's one thing that Florida's done that I'm really proud of. That we've gotten that down pat. We don't deal with these our natural disasters like a lot of states do.
You're right. And Doc, while we're at this point of giving local governments credit for their disaster preparedness, we're giving the state credit for responding to natural disasters. We're going up, but I do want to go ahead because as we talk about this, as we're being objective, as we're being constructively critical, I'm not giving any credit yet to the federal government because when I see people from Hurricane, was it? I can't remember which one it was, but to give people $750 as a response to people who've lost everything.
Right.
Hey, you know what?
Right.
When I see that we can afford to, and I'm gonna just say it, when I see we can afford to give individuals that come into the country $4,000 a month, and cities investing $50 million into gift certificates and things of that nature. Why is it that we can never find money for American citizens in times of crisis?
Yes, yes.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah, I'm gonna put it out there. That is something that we need to fix.
But I did see something go out, Mr. Love, regarding giving assistance to individual who has lost power over 24 hours
okay.
or have lost food. I can't remember where it's coming from, but
So
I
wonder
did
if
see
that's
it out
FEMA.
there.
I wonder if that's FEMA.
It may be FEMA. I
Okay.
seen it out on the social media.
Well, send it to
So-
me because I want to see.
Yes.
Because that'll be new. New to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We
But-
all need help when the storm comes, because it's like, whoa.
You're right. You know, we've given it up to local government. We've given it up to, when I say local, yeah, I'm talking about cities and counties, the state. I mean, everybody's been doing an incredible job. But I will say, I'm going to pull the reins back a little bit to say the federal government needs to do a better job.
Yes, yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can't see me. You know I'm on this bootleg system today. My my mainframe went down, so I
Got
gotta
you,
rebuild
got you.
it.
Hey, what, Doc, if anybody knows how to make a way, you do.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hey, so we were talking about, for those of you who tuned in to the sit down, as you can hear, we were talking about Hurricane Milton. We were talking about what a great job we believe local and state government did and continues to do, and the fact that this has taken place over a period of time. If you have been in Florida for any period of time, hopefully you've seen the process and the response get better and better and better.
Yes, yes. And we still have up until November?
Is it? Yeah, that's right.
We're still-
You're right.
we're
You're right.
still-
You're right. Hey, so
I was like, whoa.
And there's another one I think out there in the Pacific or somewhere that's.
Ah.
So I mean, hey, it's the price we pay to live in a
Yes.
tropical paradise.
That is true. That is
It's
true.
the price we pay. Hey, let me, Sister Wayne, I'm gonna move us on because we stayed in that piece for quite a long time. But hey, something else I want to recognize, and I began to talk about the Black Man documentary that the viewing took place at the Orlando Museum of Art.
Yes, yes, yes.
You know, 2 days after the storm, and we still looked up, and man, about 150 people of the 250 capacity,
Yes.
and man, what did you
Okay.
think?
The crowd was excellent. I love the diversity of the crowd.
Hey, catering services, and we got to give up some props. Catering services
Yes.
by Oli's. That food,
Excellent.
not just I mean, see, we didn't get a chance. I don't know about you, but I didn't get a chance to eat. But what I saw looked so good, and people were telling me how great it tastes.
She did an excellent job.
So that's the
Excellent
catering.
job. That's
That's
the
the
catering.
catering.
Yes.
And then we had Jared Armstrong who performed during the reception.
That's
Let me say it again. Jared Armstrong, one of the, because I mean I know a couple of them, but one of the best
Yes.
saxophone players out there. And if you need to know how to get a hold of him, all you got to do is contact me. Because when I say Jared Armstrong is can play the sax
Yes.
and can sing. So we had
Work
Jared
the room with
work
that
the room.
sax. I'm like, whoa.
So we had Jared Armstrong for entertainment. As again, Oli's that did the catering. What else? Who else? Oh, and then we had, I can't remember the company that did the videography and photography. Forgive me, but we'll make sure we put it up on the site. But then, you know, way above and beyond any and everything else, we got to give it up for Miss Jennifer Reed.
Yes.
With come on, Jocelyn. Come on now.
Jocelyn Smith.
She did the event management, and I know you're gonna look up her company's name. Incredible. Took all the headaches away from me and Sister Wynn. Negotiated. Man, just did everything we could ever imagine. Excellent. But then I'm gonna pass you fast forward to the actual viewing. Miss Wynn, the viewing made you laugh, made you lean in, because there was some serious discussion about the everyday lives of men. You know, when I was inviting individuals to this viewing, I was getting the vibes from some folk, because I think, I'm just tell you, I think some of the folk believed that this viewing was going to be black men airing their grievances with America. It was not that. It was not that at all.
Not that at all. And you actually had to listen and watch, because if you move, you would miss something.
An hour and 10 minutes that went by, Doc. It went by
Just
like that.
Yes.
And like Sister went. Go ahead, Doc.
So let me ask you this: is that going to be the only showing?
No, it will not be the only showing, and because we had over 400 people respond to get RSVP tickets to the event, we understand that the storm really impacted people. People didn't have lights.
Yes.
So we have a tentative date, I believe the second week of November. We're trying to negotiate the licensing to show it again. And so we'll get all of that information out. Miss Jennifer, and I don't remember who is the event management consultant that we use, is going to get all this information out. But Doc, when I tell you it made you laugh, oh, I'm sorry, the Jocelyn Eloise Company, that is the event management company that we use, that Jennifer is the principal. And when I tell you, she took care of everything, and that includes the BC powder for headaches. She took care of it. Hey, Doc, you know me, Doc.
Huh?
Sister Wynn, y'all know me. Y'all know I am meticulous about how we proceed forward and the light that I want myself, my organization to be presented in, and the Florida Economic Consortium. Man, I tell you, hands down, Jennifer represented.
Amazing job. Amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
So Doc, to answer to your question, there will be another showing, and we're anticipating sometime in November, but we'll go ahead and keep you posted on that. But it made you laugh.
Yes.
It made you lean in, because just like you said, if you didn't pay attention, you would miss something. But guess what else it made you do? Or it had some people to the point that they were almost about to do it. And what was that, Ms. Wynn? What was that?
What we gonna say?
Yeah, see what she's doing right now? It also moved people to cry. Doc, it was that serious.
It was.
Oh,
It
wow.
was very powerful.
It was, you saw grown men that understood, that are gladiators, and when they were asked certain questions, and you saw gladiators put down their shield of protecting, and you saw gladiators at a point in time that they felt that safe space to reveal that they just like everybody else. They feel too.
Yes. Yes.
And it,
Yes.
and that's a sad commentary on the society, that black men, we can't put down that shield many times.
Right.
There's no place for us to go and put down that shield. Sometimes we're tired of being strong. We're tired of having to constantly adjust and overcome and consider the things that can impact our life. You know, you don't want to walk around every day thinking about your color. You don't want to walk around every day thinking about your opportunity status. You know, you don't want to do those things. You just, some days you just want to live and enjoy life, but you know, you got to always be mindful of situation. That's a heavy burden psychologically. You know.
But you know, there's a part that stuck out to me. It was the young man that says he was well spoken.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Ms.
In his community, but his community was trying to portray him as him trying to be something that he's not.
Correct. And you can say it. You on the sit down. You can say it. This was a black man, Doc, who I think he said he either just retired or he's about to retire from the fire department.
Chief.
as the chief, and very articulate.
Very.
And he basically said, growing up in the black community, he was very well spoken. He enunciated
Yes.
pretty doggone well. And maybe Doc might say, well, Rod, you mean he
It's
enunciated.
it's enunciate.
Articulate.
But that's an indictment. Why is it that your vernacular is so offensive to some people? Because I'm Southern, so I say fixing to and all of those things. And I can remember.
That language when to use it.
Yeah.
And
But he said he was not as embraced by the black community because they basically were saying that he was portraying himself that's something that he wasn't. And he says, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I've always been me. I've always been black.
Yes.
But see, what is black? What is being black? How do you be black?
Doc, to me, I mean, my perspective, but Doc, I'm going to lay this out. I believe we all part of God's creation.
Yes.
No matter what
Color.
you are. And so, but Doc, here's one thing that you can't deny. You want to treat people like you want to be treated. But because we are all visual people, I mean, if a person tell me they don't see that I'm a black man when I walk in the room, I walk the other way because I can clearly see a white guy when I walk in the room, an Asian, a Hispanic. That's just what I see. The quality of that person is what I'm really looking for. So
I asked that as a rhetorical question because there is no such thing as being black. You may be a black person that has. None of us are the same. Okay, that's a label. Black is just a label, but our values and our desires and our all of the things that make us are very different. So there's no one way that a black man should speak. There's no one way that a black man should act or accept. You get what I'm saying?
oh, yeah.
And we're trying to take hundreds of millions of people and put them into one definition. And that's the test of black. So if you don't talk like me, believe like me, and act like me, you're not a black man. This is what Joe Biden was saying. He was trying to define what it is, and he's the last person. He need to sit down somewhere and get some.
Doc, let's stay on politics.
But hey, you know how I go there. But the thing about it is that we have got to stop doing that because it's a source of division within our collective. We keep trying to define what black is, and it's non-definable. Every person that is black is black. They are what black is. Whatever they doing, and they have this skin color, they are black. That's black. There are black teachers, there are black preachers, there are black doctors, all of that. Nobody gets to decide whose blackness is the blackness.
You're right. But Doc, you doubling as a co-host and our executive producer that a lot of people may not be familiar with, but as the executive producer of this show, when I look at the screen and I look at the individuals that you have that's the backdrop of this discussion, man, I'm looking at people of many different colors, but the one thing that shines through is, man, I see that spirit and the smile that they're presenting, and that is what draws me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I had a client some years ago, and she had this thing about she was scared of white people, and she thought they were always judging and measuring her. And I explained to her, I said, look, these people have the same things going on in their life that you. They worry about their kids, they're worried about their job, they're worried about their house, their parents, and all of that stuff. The last thing that they walk around thinking of is ways to exploit or get you. So we've got to get away from this always being on constant guard about everything, and thinking that we are under exam. I think it's more psychological now than actual reality. You go into a place and you're the only black person in there, and you look around, and that makes a lot of black people apprehensive.
Yeah.
I had to learn how to be okay with
I've been
being
in
me.
that situation.
But you know, one of the guys in the documentary, and Miss Wynn, I don't know if you caught it, he was talking about working his way up in his community. He's a business entrepreneur, and he mentioned the fact that there's been this stereotypical expectation that black folk will step on one another back to get up instead of putting their arm down to help. And I love that. But we're talking about the documentary, but we've yet to give all the due credit to the person who actually produced this documentary.
Yes.
And man, I got to give it up to John Wesley Covington. The brother the way this was done, the way you ask those questions would evoke a certain reaction. I mean, just imagine you getting a great deal of emotion from a person sitting down. You're asking the question. It's not just the question you're asking, it's how you're asking the question. So that was, again, Doc, in November, we're going to be bringing this back. I'm going to say up front right now, as soon as you see it come out on Eventbrite, get your ticket, because we are going to shut it down this time and not be over capacity. Hopefully we won't have a storm that interrupt us. But get your tickets. I do have to, before we run out of time, run through a couple other things. We got to give Paul Billings, the founder, the proprietor of the radio station, The Wire 98.5, much due credit for a very successful 4th annual Heart and Soul Music Festival this weekend at the Apopka Amphitheater. Hey, Paul, brother, keep it up. And the signature, there you go, Mondo. There you go, brother. Hey, and the signature sponsor was 94.5. They did an excellent job. And you know what, Miss Queek? I know I went forward, but I do have to give a shout out to the sponsors of the Black Man documentary that the Florida Economic Consortium hosted and put on, and these are the sponsors that made it happen. Onyx Magazine Foundation, the Love Drop Family Foundation, 21st Century Research and Evaluation, Reach Up. Reach Up is a organization out of the Hillsborough community that specifically provides services to pregnant and postpartum women, and the president of that organization is Nicola Bailey. Does an excellent job. They saw fit to support and sponsor the Black Man documentary because they also have a responsible fatherhood initiative in the Tampa Hillsborough area as well. The Heart and Soul Festival was supportive. Humana Care Plus Health Plans was also a critically important sponsor. Behavioral Health Care, University Behavioral Center was a supporter. Something else that you know is the South Apopka Ministerial Alliance was a supporter. Doc, you may know this company too. LTNN. Can you tell people who the LTNN is?
Let's Talk Network.
There you go. Was a critical sponsor. Wendover Housing Partners that do an incredible job. As a matter of fact, in our backyard, City of Apopka, Wendover's doing a great job. Got to give a shout out to Jonathan Wolf and also former Commissioner Victoria Siplin for their community outreach, their care and concern about affordable housing and workforce housing. And once again, Wendover Housing Partners, keep doing what you're doing. Keep getting engaged in public-private partnerships so that everybody can get a piece of the American dream.
Yes.
We have SWA Staffing Company CSG Tech Solutions, and Tim Bailey, want to give you a special thank you, and also Frank and Ann Macaroni. Thank you, thank you, thank you, because without you, that would have never happened.
Yes.
Thank you. So, hey, Mondo, where those applause for those folk at, brother? All right, okay. So I mentioned Paul, I mentioned the Heart and Soul. Doc, Confunction performed at this event. Mickey Howard, True, Midnight Star, and last but not least, Zap. So,
So y'all heard some real music.
oh, we heard, yeah, there you go, Doc.
Yes.
We heard real music. And I know when attorney Greg Jackson comes in, he's going to talk about this lineup. It was incredible.
It was. It really was.
Oh yeah, those are all heavy hitters right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Zap.
and one of the performers, I think it was Midnight Star, said they were all the original
Yeah.
band members. I was like, whoa, because you see so many band members changing.
You're right.
But to have your original band
What-
members,
What was they
that
hit?
was-
What was they hit?
oh, now you will put me on the spot
Hey,
on that
so,
one.
Doc, you tell me, who did Computer Love? Was it Zap or Midnight Star?
No, that
I
was
think
Roger
Zap.
Zap. That was Zap.
Okay.
Midnight Star did what?
You tell us, because you want to go do these quizzes. What did Midnight Star do?
No parking on the dance floor. That
Oh,
was their
you're
breakout
right.
hit.
You're right.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But Doc, that's when they made music, man.
You can
And-
sing along.
Yeah.
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 You can sing along
Yeah,
and know
when
the
nobody-
words.
Understand what
you
you're talking
talk
about.
Yes.
Yeah. They went hit my head on the sofa.
You're right.
Yes.
So
That was
so
that's
yeah.
what you call real music.
Yeah. Hey, Doc,
Yeah.
tell me before we move on about that music box that Zap was using.
Oh, that's the voicoder. Voicoder was first, and I explained this to her. Voicoder is a box, a modulation box that's attached to a tube, and you sing with it in your mouth, and it vibrates, and it goes down into that, and it outputs from an audio output, and it's got the thing in it to make it a synthesizer. But it was first used. The first song that it was used on was Peter Frampton's song, "Feel Like I Do," and that was back in the mid '70s. Peter
Well, who made it popular,
was
Doc?
alive.
Who made it popular?
Oh, Roger did.
I would say
Roger took
Roger
that.
Troutman.
Roger took it and took it to a whole
Whole
nother
nother level.
level because he was able to incorporate it into dance music.
Hey, Doc, let me ask you this. And see, I'm referring to Doc because you're still a little bit too young. Doc knows this stuff, and not that I'm calling you wise, not old, Doc, because you know this stuff. But
Hey.
Doc, let me ask you this: did Roger Troutman, could he actually sing?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he could.
Oh yeah. It's just like T-Pain. T-Pain can sing. I mean,
Oh, yeah, you're right,
yeah,
you're right.
that was the
but he
next one
uses
that
that.
picked up on.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Because he uses it too, right?
no, he uses oh gosh.
Reverb, some kind of reverb or something?
No. I forgot what it's called. It's a software. It's similar in a lot of ways. It's very similar. But Roger took it, and when he made More Bounce to the Ounce,
Yes.
that was his hit. And that
Yeah.
got him started, and then he came out with Computer Love and Grapevine. And
going back to
Yeah, he's going.
yeah. So
I had to tell him, don't pull out the albums now when we get home.
And-
Don't be trying to pull them out.
hey, and Be All Right, that's the one that Tupac remade.
What'd you say, Mondo?
Auto-tune.
Auto-tune. That's what it's
Auto-tune,
called.
yeah, that's
Auto-tune.
it. That's it.
Auto-tune.
Thank you, Mondo.
And you know, Brother Mondo knows that stuff. Hey, we're down to our last 4 minutes, and I need to go ahead and plug this.
Okay.
For those not-for-profit organizations only, not-for-profit Orange County organizations only, our great supervisor of election, Glenn Galzine, he's an innovative thinker. Glenn is always looking at what's missing. And one of the things that he found is one of the things that's missing at the local level, state level, whatever you want to call it, when it comes to exercising your right to vote, is information, training, and outreach. But not just information, training, and outreach, it taking place on a regular basis throughout the course of the year.
Oh, wow.
Not waiting until
Until
30 days or
30%.
60 days
Yes,
before the election.
yes.
Thank you, Doc. But not waiting for a election to take place. And so here's what our supervisor of election has done.
Okay.
He has created a grants process for organizations. You can be a small mom and pop organization
Okay.
all the way up to a major corporation that's a not-for-profit.
Okay.
The
Okay.
levels of grant funding is $1,000, which is a Clementine Award for organizations that basically you're communicating information about voting, passing out flyers, communicating with people. The second level is $2,000, and that's the Tangerine Award. The next level after that is $10,000 for the Hamlin Award. Then you have the $25,000 oh man, what is this? $25,000 level award. I don't know who came up with these names.
Me either.
They are all
Then-
citrus. They are
What you
all
got?
types
What-
of citrus. It's
Say that again,
kumquat.
Doc.
Kumquat.
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 Okay, thank you, Doc. Thank you, Doc. Hey, see, Doc was
I
out there
said
picking up.
kumquat,
Cause
yeah.
isn't a fruit called a kumquat? Isn't it a fruit, Doc?
Right.
See, Doc used to pick those. Thank you, thank you, Doc. And then you have the $75,000 Citron Award. So what I'm basically
That's
saying to
amazing.
everybody
That's
that's listening,
amazing.
this is to sororities, fraternities, faith-based organizations, civic organizations across the board. Contact the Orange County Supervisory Elections Office to apply. There's a great deal of funding. There will be a total of 100 organizations that can qualify for the $1,000 award. There's a total of 100 organizations that can qualify for the $2,000 award. There's a total of 15 organizations that can qualify for the $10,000 award. A total of 10 organizations that can qualify for the $25,000 award, and 4 organizations can qualify for the $75,000 award. Hey, you know what?
This is good.
They need
Yeah.
to get on it because we're
Really
only
good.
19
Say
days.
again, Doc.
They need to get on it because we're only
Yes,
19 days
yes,
out.
they do.
Need to get on it, Doc, is an understatement, but I appreciate you making it because, Doc, we complain about not knowing or getting information,
yeah.
but now there's funding for you to, even churches, if you making church announcements, that qualifies you, so apply. Apply. And
Yes.
the way that you apply, and for those of you, I can't just, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
Nope.
Hey, I'm gonna
I
do as
give
much.
you the information.
Yeah, give you the information. I'm gonna do as much leading as possible. I see the clock on the wall is telling me it's time to go. But contact the Orange County Supervisory Elections Office to find out how do you get the application emailed to you. Once again, go and apply. Get this information. Get some funding so that you can do what you've been doing for free.
Yes.
And now you got some resources. Hey, the sit down, as everybody can see, goes fast. I want to thank Doc Polite. Doc, I do want that brim. And thank your wife for me for that sorrel. I really appreciate
Oh,
that
yeah.
sorrel. And Sister Wynn, hey, thank you.
Hey,
as well.
did you share it with her?
No, I'm not sharing with anybody. Hey, thank you. Hey, that's mine. But thank you, Sister Wynn. Hey, y'all, the clock on the wall is telling me that it's time to go. But every Monday from 6 to 6:45, engage us if you want to be on the sit down. We love you. We
Yes.
look forward to having you. Once again, we'll see you next week on the sit down.
Have a good one.